We're here with Howard football coach Dan Ritter. Coach, going back to the championship game again for Howard, and congratulations. It's been a pretty good season for you guys, undefeated in the regular season. What's been the secret to your success this year?
I think the secret to our success is the amount of returning players we have. We have 15 seniors this year. Most of them have played a significant role in last year and this year. So I think that's probably the number one thing.
You had a Red Lion last weekend, a little bit of a slow first half for you, but you really cranked it up in the second half. What kind of adjustments did you make?
It was mostly an effort adjustment. A couple of our players actually addressed the team, and then they came out in the second half just ready to roll.
You guys played Archmere last year in the playoffs, a victory obviously since you went on to the state championship. What is it about Archmere that makes them so tough?
Well, they play solid defense for one, and their offensive line gets after it on offense, and then they have that misdirection in the backfield that kind of can be confusing at times. And I think they play extremely well as a team.
Are there any players you mentioned they have a number of weapons. Anybody in particular that you are looking out for this weekend, or are you just preparing for their offense in general?
Well, I mean, obviously the offensive line stands out, but their quarterback is the thing that makes it go. And their fullback 44 and 42 and all those guys, they play really well.
So you played them last year. Is there any? I know a lot of players. There's a lot of turnover every year in high school football, but do you take some lessons from that game? Have you gone back and looked at it at all, or do you approach this completely differently?
We approach it completely different because every year is a different team. I mean, even with us, we approach it differently. Even though we had 15 returners, we still lost some key players, so we made adjustments to fit what we do best.
For somebody who hasn't seen Howard this year, what should they be looking out for if they're tuning in Saturday to watch?
I think you need to look out for a dynamic offense and a very stout defense.
You played Appoquinimink. That was your Division I game you had picked up at the end of the year. Are you worried about maybe not having? You played Hodgson, for example, last year, but because of the coronavirus this year, you weren't able to get those the non-conference games. Are you worried about that at all, or not too much?
No, I think when you look at this season, every day is almost a struggle between having to temperature check everybody and masks, and then some teams having COVID, others not, grades. There's been a lot of challenges this year that there haven't been in the past years. So I think we've faced a fair amount of challenges.
How have you guys handled all the changing landscape and the adversity? They seem to have handled it pretty well.
They have. Each day, they take each day one day at a time, and they work hard, and they try and get better each day. And that's basically our mantra. If we get better each day, we're going to be a good football team.
It's going to be a little different. You're going to have 2 fans, I guess, per player at the game. Not quite what it was last year at Delaware Stadium, but once you get out on the field, you really don't worry about the people in the stands as much, do you? Or you're just out there coaching and playing football?
We're just out there playing and coaching football. Like if you were at the state championship game last year, Delaware Stadium was under construction, so we didn't even have fans behind us last year. So I think when it all boils down to what's what, it really just comes down to what you're doing on the field. And you lose yourself in that moment, and you don't really hear the fans.
Championship in 2015, one in 2019. I know the players change for you as a coach. It doesn't get old, does it?
No, it never gets old. It's always an exciting challenge.
So tomorrow, 4:30, you guys are everybody be down at Dover Stadium. Kind of a shame that we have to drive that far for 2 teams that are 5 miles apart from each other, but should be an exciting afternoon. I guess you guys are all about ready to go, huh?
Yeah, we're ready to go. We're just happy playing football.
Awesome. All right, Coach Dan Ritter, congratulations on a great season. Good luck tomorrow, and thanks for joining us here on Delaware Live and 302 Sports.